answer. The question is, I'm going to ask Arnie boss. If you had been living in the Middle Ages, which hobby or hobbies you would have?
Mr. Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. The Middle Ages were a very interesting time. Sometimes we call them the Dark Ages because Rome had fallen and there was chaos in the land. At least that's our perception. Many historians now recognize that the Dark Ages were not so dark. They were actually a time of advances particularly in the Middle East, of science, of technology. So if I had lived in the Middle East during the Middle Ages, my hobby would have been similar to my current one, which is mathematics. Now, you may think, what kind of a nerd has mathematics as a hobby? Well, you're looking at him. And I think it's genetic because my youngest son also has mathematics as a hobby. He was in between semesters, and I came home one day, and he was sitting out working out calculus problems. Who does this? The son of a math nerd. I've always loved mathematics. And the reason why the Middle Ages would have been a perfect time for this hobby was because in the Middle East, particularly in the Islamic world, there were tremendous advances in mathematics, much more so than in Europe. And so, Mr. Table Topics Master and fellow Toastmasters, I challenge you to think of something that you may be a little afraid of. Maybe not public speaking, but math is up there. But math is a beautiful thing. And math was exploding in the Middle East during the Middle Ages. And so I think that if I had been living in the Middle Ages, my hobby would have been mathematics, Mr. Table Topics Master.